What's up? This is Matt Miller. I'm gonna go through my old pro shoe part and go down memory lane and see what we can remember. Got some nice high 8 intros in New York City. Can't go wrong with that.
Who filmed all this?
A lot of this was Chris Ray filming, along with a lot of just random filmer homies from New York to SF. This first line was probably one of my favorite lines just because the spot is absolutely perfect in China, and somehow got lucky and put it together in a line with the fakie hard flip out, which I'd probably only done that day. I just remember going to China, it seemed like every other month. That was the hot spot then, all over Asia. I actually did my pro shoe tour all over Southeast Asia that some of this was probably from. Yeah, it was spots galore. A lot of this China footage, we brought out my friend from Australia, New Zealand. His name's Lee Bolton, and he is the good homie, and we just vibed super well, and we would just go off on a little tangent, little spot check, and filmed all this stuff while everyone was at another spot pretty much. I love a good no comply flip, so I was hyped to be able to get one in the part. That tray flip was in, I think, Shanghai, and on the same trip we went to Hong Kong. We had skated a spot, and I remember Wes was trying to dark slide this rail at this like huge corporate building. It was like a bank or something. And the freaking security guards there followed us throughout the day without saying anything. And all of a sudden, just like 7 vans of cop cars all pulled up on us. Everyone that didn't have a passport got arrested. I thankfully had my passport. Yeah, dude, it was insane. We had to go bail them out. Like, it was all insane just for this dang dark slide on this rail. That was probably like one of the craziest things. They straight up like CSI'd us throughout the city all day and ended up at the end of the day like busting us for something that was in the beginning of the day. So that was wild. Stick my tongue out. Hey, little Texas shove grinder. That was hot day. We had Cole, everyone there, and yeah, it was a little bit of a battle just due to the heat. I don't do well in humidity like that, so it was a battle, but we got it. Where's that? Portugal, I think? Yeah, little switch trizzy with the squad. Back to filming with Lee again in China, and shot a photo of this switch ollie with blayback and didn't think it was good enough, so I just wanted to do it in a line. Little behold, there's just a perfect marble out ledge right after, so caught the little switch front K. There's Blaze! That one was a whirly borrowed. Switch 180 nose grind I was hyped on. Always wanted to do that off ledge, and that was the spot for it. Long Beach stand up, little convention center switch Manny. Back to the roots in SF. Wanted to get a little no pusher. Ando was with me, shout out Ando from FTC. That's probably the only switch feeble I've ever filmed. See, there's Lee right there and my homie Jake Darwin. That's the best 2-hit combo I was filming with back then, and those guys just brought the best vibe, so it was just awesome. This little marble out ledge was inside of a mall. They were kicking us out, so didn't get it as good as I wanted to, but we got the make on the kick out, so that's why everyone's kind of yelling. Hey, Lucadia, dude. I was like living down there for a couple of years, and I think someone ollied it. Playback wanted me to shoot over it, so I was like, all right, let's go. And that's what we got. And then back to SF. There's Ando laying on the ground. Love him. Sketchy switch nose blunt. My only heel flip I ever filmed in Philly. And then this next spot, everyone's skating these stairs like up the way, and I saw this ledge and was just like, I think I could get a switch nose on it, and no one believed me, so I just took the filmer we had there and filmed it in a few tries actually, and then swooped out of there, and Playback wanted to shoot it after, and I just was like, I can't. So that was the only clip. This line, a lot of these tricks I pretty much wanted to do on my list of tricks and kind of did them once and never did them again. That was Paris. They drained the fountain. Paris trip was wild. We were eating crazy stuff. Pretty much tours with all those guys back in the day, from Nija to Cole to Wes and Evan to Danny, Colin. They were on some. Like, that was the prime time of all these trips, and starting to bring back flashbacks of all these times. Crusty spots. Oh yeah, I remember where this gap was that I did a switchback heel. I think it was in Atlanta. In the spot before that we went to, we didn't film any tricks there, but it was pretty wild because we were just in a park, and all of a sudden this dude, like, everyone starts scattering, and this dude like reaches into a trash can and just like grabs a huge strap Just like everyone's like, all right, time to go. And then just like somehow got out of that. And you know, skating, man, you're always seeing the real streets. This trick at Jaquan haunted me for my whole life. And I finally got one, took a little hipper, but that was always a trick on my mind. A little nollie cab, back nose blunt, I guess you call it. A lot of these tricks were just basically going through my list of like wanting to do tricks and somehow made a part out of it. And again, this era of skating for me was, I'll never forget it because it was just the squad, the time, getting a shoe, all that stuff. It was just super rad. Switch tray nose blunt, another one. Blue suede shoes. This one in Crenshaw, dude, it took us a couple of times going there just because we were randomly getting kicked out. And then finally got the nollie grind, which I've always wanted to do. And I think that was my ad actually too, maybe. Can't remember, so long ago. This was probably my favorite trick I've ever filmed, just because, you know, I never really filmed a trick on a table, and I did this one, and I'll never forget. I was at like a street league, I think, and RIP Dylan, but he told me, he was like, dude, you just filmed the best mini table trick of all time. And I was just, somehow that stuck with me, and you know, being Dylan, it was like the coolest thing ever. And yeah, we went there and didn't actually take that long, which is rare for me because I usually battle things, but yeah, this one just worked out good, had a sequence, and that was the day. And then this one, again, never done that again, switch 3 nose blunt somehow in Long Beach when they decapped the wedges at Belmont, and I guess I got lucky again. Filmed that one with Tim Cicilline, so yeah, a bunch of random filmers, good squad at the time. We always went out together in the vans, and yeah, a little short but sweet part. Best time of my life.
Did the shoe sell well?
The shoe sold well, yeah, it sold well. It was actually better than I thought, because made some decent bread off of it. But whew, how big a shoe royalty check? I don't know. I remember that first one I got was like a year's worth, and I was like, all right, time to buy a condo. And so I bought a condo in Long Beach. That was my down payment. It was all over, man. We did again a shoe tour for all over Southeast Asia, and did all the marketing from there, ESPN to just everything, man. It's just, memories are fluttering through now. It's just crazy, but that's pretty much it. Had to keep the shoe with the technology they wanted to put in it, so it was breathable and all that stuff, and yeah, still have boxes of it in my garage. Yeah, I would say the biggest battle was, even though it was at Jaquan, that trick I tried like multiple times at different spots, like throughout the world, and ended up right back in my backyard here in LA. And yeah, I remember just getting that trick and being so hyped. That one and the mini table, I would say, are probably my 2 favorite tricks I've ever filmed.